Industrial infrastructure runs on programmable logic controllers and remote terminal units, driving the kinetic reality of water processing plants, power grids, and manufacturing floors. The vast majority of these systems rely on a protocol called Modbus. Engineered in 1979 for physically isolated serial connections, the protocol contains no authentication, no authorization, and no encryption. Because Modbus operates on a model of absolute trust, any device capable of reaching a Modbus endpoint can instruct it. If the packet arrives, the controller executes the command. A common, yet flawed, defense strategy is to place a standard IT firewall at the perimeter of the control network. These traditional firewalls make their routing decisions at the network layer. For Modbus traffic, they look exclusively at TCP port 502 and apply a binary rule, allow or block. As this diagram illustrates, gating exclusively by the port number creates a critical blind spot. The firewall allows packets through without ever inspecting their internal payloads. It cannot distinguish between a benign status check and a command to alter a physical process. Operators face an impossible choice. Blocking the port entirely halts the physical process. Leaving it open permits legitimate control traffic, but provides an unobstructed path for unauthorized instructions. Securing these environments requires abandoning port-level gating. We have to move inside the network path and authorize traffic at the individual command level. Protecting kinetic infrastructure requires the security mechanism to understand the precise physical instruction it is carrying, rather than the port it arrived on. To execute command-level protection, we have to look closely at the anatomy of the network traffic itself. Instead of sitting at the perimeter, the solution is to intercept port 502 traffic mid-flight and subject it to deep packet parsing. This process slices open the encapsulated application data to expose the underlying protocol instructions driving the machinery. Inside the payload, two specific layers contain the authorization logic: the Modbus application protocol header and the protocol data unit. From these layers, the parser extracts four precise variables: the unit ID, the function code, the register address, and the assigned value. Where a standard firewall sees an opaque stream of traffic, the deep parser sees exactly what the packet intends to do. It identifies a specific instruction destined for a specific physical address. The most critical of these variables is the function code, because it dictates the physical state of the receiving hardware. Looking at this structural matrix, we see function codes 1 through 4 classified as reads. These are benign queries asking the controller to report its current status. Function codes 5, 6, 15, and 16 are writes. These state-changing commands actively alter pump speeds, adjust temperature set points, or flip physical relays. Code 8 covers diagnostics, which attackers abuse to force a controller into listen-only mode, effectively taking it offline. Isolating these function codes allows operators to enforce strict limitations. They can build a precise, least privilege access model for every machine on the floor. An engineering workstation can be explicitly authorized to read a machine's operating register, while simultaneously being blocked from issuing a destructive write command. The system also inspects the extracted value field. Even if a write command is authorized, the parser ensures the numerical value does not push the hardware outside a safe operating threshold. Decoding the protocol data unit transforms a flat, highly exposed network into a tightly governed environment, aware of exactly who is issuing commands and what they are trying to achieve. Applying this level of inspection encounters immediate friction on the factory floor. Operational technology environments are incredibly rigid. You cannot install security agents on legacy programmable logic controllers. The hardware simply will not support modern software. Furthermore, administrators cannot tolerate IP readdressing, network reconfiguration, or downtime in a live kinetic environment. The process must keep running. This network topology map illustrates the physical deployment solution, inserting a transparent inline network bridge directly into the existing traffic path. The appliance requires no IP changes. It sits seamlessly between the SCADA server and controllers, operating invisible to the broader control network. This physical placement demands a strict fail-open architecture, prioritizing process continuity over security enforcement. If the inspection engine ever loses power or fails, the bridge instantly defaults to an open state. Control traffic bypasses the filter to keep the plant operational. This inline position also solves a major structural challenge in modern facilities: the widespread use of serial to TCP gateways. A gateway operates by taking a single IP address and using it to front dozens of individual downstream serial controllers. Traditional port-based firewalls treat that single gateway IP as the final destination. They have zero visibility into the actual machinery sitting behind it. Because the deep parser extracts the unit ID from the Modbus packet, it identifies the true final destination of the instruction, parsing out exactly which downstream PLC is being targeted. Operators can apply granular, independent security policies to individual serial devices, even when they are all hiding behind one shared gateway IP. The transparent bridge architecture enforces deep packet authorization while adhering flawlessly to the fragility constraints of legacy control systems. Securing a single facility is only part of the equation. This architecture must scale across massive, multi-site metropolitan and national footprints. Scaling safely requires a strict deployment methodology engineered specifically for live environments. Start open and narrow in. Standard IT firewalls start completely closed, and administrators slowly open them. Doing that in an operational technology environment guarantees false positives and immediate catastrophic production shutdowns. The inline appliance begins in a passive observation phase. It monitors the parsed commands to learn the network patterns and establish a verified baseline of normal, healthy behavior. The system transitions to active, surgical enforcement only after operators fully trust that baseline. When the deep parser detects an unauthorized state-changing write command, it surgically drops that specific instruction. The broader connection remains entirely intact. Allowing the benign read traffic to continue prevents a localized violation from triggering a system-wide outage. At an enterprise scale, this precision is managed through a central federation manager. An operator authors a single rule for a specific device. The federation manager automatically pushes that identical policy to every inline appliance observing that exact machine, synchronizing the entire network. By extracting the protocol data unit via a transparent, fail-open bridge, infrastructure operators gain continuous, command-level control over the unpatchable systems society depends on most.